Godfall looks absolutely amazing. Matter of fact, if I was Gordon Ramsay and was judging the presentation, this game gets an 11 out of 10. The armor, the worlds, and just because it has all four elements like Avatar The Last Airbender has, does not mean it's similar. What a dumb article. After the gameplay Thursday, sorry guys, you were originally supposed to get this video last week, but somebody had to ruin that. I'm definitely still going to buy Godfall, but now I'm deciding whether to get it on launch or a few months later. I can definitely see some alarming things. So with that being said, today's video is about what Godfall can do to make the gameplay less generic. AI. The biggest problem I have in a lot of loot games is the enemies often feel the same. They often don't react and they just gladly take whooping. Obviously, some enemy types have to serve that purpose. They're kind of like janitors. No one wants to clean up poop, but someone's gotta be that guy or woman. Anyways, back to the point, I want to see diverse types of AI that react to the player, so enemies that can parry, enemies that just straight up are like brutes, where they are just trying to break your guard. I like it when it feels like the bots are adjusting to the player's progression in the game. If you do it this way, by making the enemies play different and smarter, you won't have to run into the issue of having bullet sponges. This will make the game still feel new when you're maybe 5, 10, 20 hours into the game. I want to face well-designed enemies before the boss. In loot-based games, this is definitely my favorite part, but sadly, a lot of loot-based games have not done them right. Notably, Destiny strike bosses, even though they improved a little bit, it took them a long time to get to that point. And don't even get me started on the bosses in the Division. Boss fights are supposed to be difficult yet really fun at the same time. Even though this game is being only published by Gearbox, please add your input because you guys do a great job with designing bosses. In the gameplay on Thursday, the end of the show was really rough because that boss was a complete idiot. He had no idea what he was doing. At the same time though, this could be a mini boss, but there was a cutscene, so we will have to wait and see. If there's going to be more bosses like that, I'm gonna be out. I want to see boss fights that are dynamic, meaning the boss changes its fighting style, making the player in return do the same thing. In Borderlands 3, one of my favorite bosses in the game was the Rampager because of how mobile and chaotic the boss was. Each phase made the Rampager do different things, like him trying to wreck the place, making you have to avoid the debris, and the Rampager himself. This type of boss design is fun because you're not playing peekaboo with the boss. Everyone is not at a stalemate. You and your squad are lighting up the boss, and the boss is attacking you at the same time. I get it. I'm asking for a lot, but these things that I'm mentioning improve the gameplay when you're replaying it over and over again. These are a lot of steps that the developers have to do, but if it's going to better the game, then definitely do it. Speaking of steps though, level design. I think this is our third gameplay trailer, and the levels contain a lot of stairs. That has to be the dumbest remark I've ever heard. Just let me explain, I know. And when you reach the top, more enemies. I know we haven't seen a full mission yet, but I hope this is not a reoccurring thing for all the levels. I get it. The game at the end of the day is a hack and slash, and a lot of hack and slash games move fairly linear, but loot-based games usually have kind of like an open world element to them where they're not full open world, but you can go out and explore. I haven't really been seeing that with this game. It just seems like a lot of walking and then enemies, that's it. Like, it makes me wonder, are there going to be puzzles? Are there going to be platforming parts? That's what I want to know. I want to know more about how the mobility works, because right now it's just a whole bunch of walking and then running and then enemies. Like I said, this is our third gameplay trailer and nothing really has wowed us yet. You cannot be all flashy, and I'm worried this game is really banking on that. Like I said in the beginning of the video, the armor, the worlds, the presentation, the swords, all of that, 10 out of 10. But you can't rely on that for so long. The game has to function well. The gameplay is always going to come first. And if it's not there, then people aren't gonna rock with you. And right now, got Gearbox, I forget who's actually developing the game. You guys got to start showing us what's going to make us keep playing this game over and over again. That's it for today's video, guys. You already know I'm Ken Wall. If you guys want to keep up with gaming news, I highly suggest you guys follow my Instagram _Ken Wall, link in the description box below. Remember, like and subscribe, and thank you guys for all the support. I'm out. Stay safe. Peace.